Find the value of a if x minus a is a factor of this particular expression. So let's call them with some names. Let p of x be equal to x cube, right? 1x cube minus ax square plus 2x plus a minus 1, while your g of x is equal to x minus a, right? So they're telling find a wherein g of x can divide p of x. So it's also given that p of x is a factor of p of x. Okay, so how will we go about doing this? What is the theorem that we have to make use of? Clearly it's about, yes, factor theorem. What does factor theorem tell? If you have x minus a or any expression that is dividing p of x, right? So when I substitute and all of that, the remainder turns out to be 0 if it's a factor. Since we know it's a factor, what can you tell? Since it's a factor, right, the remainder has to be 0. It's the other way around. You got it? Since it's a factor, the remainder has to be 0 when we substitute the 0 of the denominator in your p of x. Okay, so let me do this. You'll understand that better. But yes, it's the same thing again and again. First is we have to figure out the 0 of g of x. So same procedure. Let t be 0 of g of x. And so we have, when I substitute x is equal to t, we have t minus, sorry, let me do this first. This is equal to 0. And thus we have t minus a being equated to 0. So we have plus a both the sides, right? Because I have to figure out t, is it not? So t is equal to 0 plus a is a itself. So your 0 of g of x is what? A. That is, as per factor theorem, right? P of x being equated to a should also be equal to 0, is it not? Because g of x is a factor of p of x. So if I substitute whatever is the 0 of g of x, the output also should be equal to 0. Make sense? Okay, all we have to do is in place of x we have to substitute with a's. So 1a cube minus a into a square plus 2 into a plus a minus 1 equal to 0. So what is happening over here? We have a cube minus a to the power of 1 into a square is what, guys? A cube itself. This is as per the formula, this formula. Same base. What will happen to the power? The power should be added. Agree? So this is a cube, this is a cube, this is plus 1a cube, this is minus 1a cube. What happens? This and this will cancel. You can do this directly, you need not show the steps and all of that. So this is like terms, this is 1a and this is 2a, so this will lead to 3a. Minus 1 is equal to 0. So we have a being equated to 1 by 3. So you need not show every step, so you should know how to solve this and all. So a is equal to 1 by 3. Find the value of a, that's your answer. Okay, so you can just do this and you're done. So in place of a, if I substitute 1 by 3, right guys, so we have the required expressions wherein p of x will be divided by g of x. So what I can do for you guys, or actually you should be doing it for yourself, your homework would be substitute 1 by 3 in all of these places, simplify this, right, get into an expression wherein things look decent. Go to your code, right, in y1 and y2, change the expressions, and when you execute the graph, your graph should look like this. Not this per se. What I mean is the divisor and the dividend will cross the same x-axis point. They'll touch on the x-axis. You have to observe that. That's your homework. Graph is your homework. Okay guys, so this is your answer. This is an important question. This is supposed to be a 4 marker. It's a difficult question for many, but you can see it's a very simple concept. It's all to do with factor theorem, right? And it's a simple solution and so on and so forth. So it's not too much, but it's a 4 marker.